Okay, so we're gonna go at our own pace. We're not gonna take that normal break like we usually do. So if you need a break, pause, grab some water at your own pace. So we're just gonna start off with some big arm circles, think full range of motion. Think all the way up. We really want to stretch those fingertips all the way up to the ceiling and all the way behind you. As straight as we can get your arm. Oh, I got the light working. Keep going. That's better. One more each side. Now we're going to come forward. So big ranges of motion all the way forward. Let's do one more each side. And then relax the arms down and just roll the shoulders back. So arms are down and just circle those shoulders. Let's do one more. Then we're going to take that right arm, bring that right arm overhead and reach overhead. When we bring that right arm overhead, we're coming up on that opposite toe. And then the other side. Keep on going. Something's going on with my internet. Okay. Okay, so up on the toes. Reach. And reach. There's my cat. Really think about reaching all the way from the fingertips all the way down the side of your body, down towards that toe. And let's reach across. So same arm, and we're going to pivot on that toe. So we're going to reach across the body, really twist through that torso and reach. Then the other side. Make sure we pivot on that toe and get the full range of motion. Reach across the body, squeeze the tummy, shoulders are back. Let's do one more each side. And then bring both arms out to the side and small circles in one direction. And the opposite direction. And release. Roll the shoulders back. One more. Take your head and look to the right, and then to the left. To the right, and to the left. One more each side. and we're gonna march it out. So march it right and left. And when we march it, you have an animal in front of you, try not to step on it. March the feet, pump the arms. Now heels to the front, so right and left. I'm turning to the side so you can see. So when we come down, we're coming down a little bit on that opposite knee, but we want to make sure that that knee doesn't go in front of the toe, and we're pressing through that heel. And if you have the feet, you can add the arms. And now tap the toes to the side. So again, start with the feet. And when you have that, then you can add that opposite arm. Good, or same arm. Same arm, same leg. Let's do one more each side. Now we're gonna step our legs back. I'm turning to the side so again, so you can see, we're just tapping the leg back. We have a straight line from that stationary leg, that ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, and ear. Squeeze the butt as you bring that leg back, but we're not hinging forward. We have a nice tall stance. And then when you have that, you can add some arm movement. Let's do one more each side. Now we're going to stabilize on that right leg. So soft, natural bend in the knee, shoulders down and back, abdomen is tight. Press through that right heel, keep the right toes down, and we're bringing that left leg forward and back, heel and toe. So heel and toe, forward and back. So try to really balance here on that stationary leg, pressing through that heel, abdomen is tight, and when we move that left foot forward and back, it's just a very soft touch. Make it harder, we come down a little bit lower, but if we come down lower, make sure that we are pressing through that heel. We want that knee to stay, that stationary leg's knee to stay behind the toe. Other side, kick it out. So stabilize now on that left leg. Soft, natural bend in that left knee. Push your butt back and heel and toe. Again, if you want to make it harder, you come down a little bit lower. Last one, let's release. Now take that left leg, bring it, step it out. Then that right leg, we're stepping out. Left leg, step in, and right step in. So left is out, right is out, left is in, right is in. So out, out, in, out, out, in. When you have that, we can pick it up a little bit. Out, out, in, out, out, in. Pay attention to your body. We want to make sure that we have the movement first before we start to pick up the speed. So if we need to slow it back down, it's that left leg in, out, out. And if you can pick it up, if you have it, then we're here. Now pause to the center. We're going to do 10 calf raises. So up on the toes and back down. Up and down. Keep your core nice and tight. If you need to use a wall or chair, pole for support, please do so. That's 6-ish. Last one. Now we're going to lead with the opposite leg. So the first time through we led with the left. This time through we're going to lead with the right. So take your right leg out, then left leg out, then right leg in, then left leg in. It's a little bit harder. Left out, right out, left in, left in. I'm opposite. Right out, left out, right in, left in. So right, left, right, left. When you have that, you can pick it up. So what I was going to say is it's a little bit harder on one side than the other, depending on what side we are dominant sided. Let's do one more and then pause in the center. 10 more calf raises. So up on the toes and back down. Up and down. Keeping that core nice and tight.
To let you know I can really shake them down. Do you love me? I can really move. Do you love me? I'm in the groove. Do you love me?
Last one. Now we're going to step on out to your left. Feet are parallel. We're going to step out to the left, a nice big wide step. Then push your butt back, come down on that quad. So the knee is going to stay relatively in line with your ankle. We're going to take that left hand, place it on the quad, and then circle that right arm. Same arm, just circle in the opposite direction. And release, come back on up to center. Stand up tall, relax that low back. Keep your feet nice and wide. Then we're going to take that right hand, place it on that right quad. So butt back, weight is pressed through that right heel. And then we're going to circle that left arm. And circle that arm in the opposite direction. And release, back to center, stand up nice and tall. You can then walk your feet in a little bit. Now a little hinge at the waist, so push your butt back a little bit. And we're just going to bring those heels up to your butt. Kick your butt. Take your time. Make sure that you're balancing here on one leg as you bring the other heel up to your butt. Now again, if you need to use a wall or pole or back of a chair, make sure the chair doesn't have wheels. You want a stationary chair. You can hold on for a little bit more support. If you can get a little bit more range of motion, bringing that heel to your butt. And if you have this, you can drive the arms back, add the arms with the legs. Let's do one more each side. Now, feet about hip width distance apart, squats. chest is up, shoulders down and back. We're going to push your butt back and squat down. We want to make sure your butt goes back and chest stays up and back on up. Squeeze the butt at the top. Now be mindful that the knees don't come in together. Come down as low as you can, just like we do on the bench in the gymnasium. Now, if you have a bench or chair or something that you can tap your butt down on, great. If not, just these air squats are good. Now make sure you press through those heels and your chest stays up. Let's do one more. I think that's 10-ish, but I got talking. Good, you can release. We're gonna come over to a wall or pole or use the back of a chair for balance. So I'm gonna step back, but you can hold on to something for balance. That, whatever you're holding on to, we're going to keep on that right side. A soft, natural bend in that right knee, shoulders down and back, and we are going to lift that left knee up and hold your balance. When you have your balance, you can take your hand away from the wall. Now we're going to try to hold here. Make sure the shoulders are down. Elongate your neck. Pull the belly button in towards your spine. We want to press through that stationary, so it should be that right leg. A soft, natural bend in that right knee. And breathe. Squeeze that whole midsection. Now from here, if you want to make it any harder, you can look right and left. This challenges your balance. Or you can close your eyes. Woo, kick it out, kick it out. Opposite side. So now that left hand is facing the wall or pole or chair. We're going to stabilize on that left leg, pressing through your left heel, a soft natural bend in that left knee. Bring your right knee up. Now hold on until you have your balance. Keep going. I'm falling apart over here. Keep going. I'm losing my mic. So when you have your balance, we can take that hand away from the wall. Hips and shoulders are square. Abdomen is nice and tight. Focus on relaxing the shoulders down and breathing. And to make it harder, we can take our head and look right and left. Or you can close your eyes. And release, kick it on out. We're going to go back into those squats one more time through. Let's think about doing maybe 10-ish, but listen to your body. If 5 feels good for you today, do 5. If 2 feel good, do 2. If 15 feel good, we'll do 15, but make sure they're with perfect form. Don't do too many more than that. Shoulders back, hips away, chest is up, squatting down, and back on up. Squeeze the butt. If you need to make this a little bit harder, you can pause down there, check your form, then come back on up. Squeeze the butt. Make sure you have a little bit of an external rotation, so push the knees out as you come down and up. We don't want the knees to come in. We want to squeeze the booty, right? One more, I believe, is 10 for me. When you're finished, we're just gonna stand here, heels to the front. We're gonna get our heart rates up a little bit more. Since we don't have the gym to walk around, we're gonna do a little bit of those side steps. So we're gonna take 2 steps to your left, then 2 steps to your right. I'm gonna turn this way so you can see me. 2 to the left, and 2 to the right. When you have this, we're gonna add the arms. So side steps, side to side, 2 to the left, 2 to the right, and the arms are coming forward. So you're going to have to think side to side with the legs and forward with the arms. It's a little tricky. More left and 2 more right. Now we're going to stand here and go right into that grapevine. So again, if you have better space going forward and back, turn to wherever you have space. We're going to take that grapevine similar to what we do in class. So we're going to step out with that left leg, then take the right leg in front, then step out with the left, and then take that right leg behind and center. Then the opposite way. So then we'll take the backwards left leg in front, center, left leg behind, center. Right leg in front, right leg behind, left leg in front, left leg behind. Now go slow and controlled. Don't go so fast that you're going to get tripped up and trip. We want to make sure that your body knows what's going on. One more time, down and back. And center. Now we're going to go back to that wall or pole or chair. And from there, we are going to just bring that right leg out to the side. So I'm holding on with my left hand to the wall, soft bend in the knee, and I'm bringing that left leg out and in. So I want to keep a nice straight line from the left ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, and ear. I'm holding on to the wall, and then I'm lifting that leg out to the side. We want to make sure that the leg doesn't come forward or that the toes point up. We want to keep the feet parallel. Just bring that leg out to the side, about 10 repetitions. Press out through the heel so we feel this in the hip and the glute. When you're finished, you can stabilize on the opposite side. Hold on to the wall or pole or chair with the right hand. Same thing on the opposite side. You might notice range of motion differs from one side to the other. And that's okay, but it just gives you a mindset of, okay, that's where I have to work on a little bit on the side that has less range of motion. Now we're controlling this leg, right? We're not kicking it up and just letting it fall down. We're really controlling it up and controlling it back down. You can release, put the heels to the front. We're gonna take a few seconds here. Bring heart rates down if they're up, grab some water if you need to. Then we're gonna come down to the floor. We're gonna stay on the floor. So make your way down. If you need to adjust your camera so you can see me, go ahead. We're not really taking a break. Just use this as your transition time. Hydrate, even when it's cold out. I'm wearing a sweatshirt today because it's chilly in my basement. When you make your way down, we are going to start off on your back. So make your way down, find a spot on the floor, on your back. Then those arms are going to come out at shoulder height. Let's see. Then drop the knees to the right and to the left. Knees to the right and to the left. I'm just going to adjust my screen a little because I can't see. Again, arms out at shoulder height, and drop the knees to the right and to the left. Back to center. A nice strong pelvic tilt, so press the low back down to the mat. Arms long by your side, and we are going to alternate marching the knees, but we're going to keep your butt down, pelvic tilt, bring one knee in and down, then the other side. So your butt is down on the floor, you're squeezing the tummy, and you're controlling the knee up and controlling it back on down. Let's do one more each side. And release those legs down. Arms come long by your side. Pinkies pointed towards the floor. The thumbs are up towards the ceiling. Again, pelvic tilt, squeeze the tummy. And let's bring that left arm all the way up. Straight left arm, but keep the shoulder down. All the way up, as straight as you can keep that arm. And try to reach the floor behind you. If you do not have that range of motion, just be mindful of where that arm starts to bend and pause right about there. And then bring that arm all the way back down by your side. And when that left pinky is touching the floor, then you can do the same thing on the right. Focus on the range of motion that you have here. Again, one arm might have more range of motion. Each time we bring an arm overhead, try to get a little farther. Don't forget about that low back. Make sure you press that low back down towards the floor. I don't know if you can hear it, but my cat's very vocal. One more each side. And now we are going to stop here. Feet are flat on the mat, knees are bent, pelvic tilt, pressing through both heels evenly. We are going to go up into your bridge for 30 seconds. So up, squeeze at the top, and then back on down. Now make sure you hold that pelvic tilt the whole time. Let's begin. So up and squeeze with the bridge, pause at the top, squeeze the booty, and then slowly come back on down. Make sure you hold that pelvic tilt, press the low back down to the mat. Make sure you're pulling that pubic bone up towards your heart. So we don't want to arch the back, we want to round that lower part of the back. As we lift the hips up, squeeze the butt, and then come back on down. One more. And release. Hold that core tight. Let's extend that left leg long. That left leg is long. Flex that left foot. Hips are square. Now we're going to lift that left leg all the way up, flex the foot, and then point the toes and come back down. 10 on the left. Flex on the way up. All right, sorry about that. I got kicked off. Keep on going. So we're going to do 10 of those leg lifts on the left and 10 on the right. Let me just get the music back through. All right, we're good to go. Okay, back on through. Like I was saying, down on your back, nice strong pelvic tilt. Send that left leg long. We're going to flex that left foot and point those toes. So we're doing 10 on the left and then 10 on the right. Make sure your booty doesn't come up off the floor. We're holding that pelvic tilt the whole time. Finish 10 on one side. We are going to go right into the opposite side. Same thing here. Nice strong pelvic tilt. Butt stays down. Flex on the way up. Point on the way down. When you are finished, we're going to go back to that bridge. So a nice strong pelvic tilt. This time, 1 whole minute. So hips up, squeeze at the top, and then lower back down. 30 seconds with that dynamic bridge. And then the second half of that minute, second 30 seconds, we are holding up nice and high. Let's begin. So up, squeeze, and back on down. And hold this one up nice and high. Pause at the top. Now you can either stay here and pause, or a little bit more of a challenge, march your knees. Now, just like when our butt was down on the floor, we are going to control those knees up and control them back on down. Make sure the hips don't drop. Squeeze the tummy. And release on down. And we're going to roll on over to your left side. So roll over to your left side. Here we're going to go right into those clamshells. So knees are bent, feet are stacked. I rest my head down on my bicep here. Hips are square, shoulders are square. So we don't want to roll back. We want to stay right up. The hips are in line. Feet are stacked. And we're going to lift that knee up and back on down. 30 seconds. Let's begin. So the core is nice and tight. We want very little movement through the body.
Wild thing, I think I love you, but I wanna know for sure. Come on and hold me tight. I love you.
And release. We're going to stay on this side, extend both legs long, so we want a nice straight line. Make sure the feet don't come forward. We want a straight line. Then from here, we are going to flex the feet and lift that right leg up and bring it back on down. 30 seconds. Similar to how we were when we were on that wall. Keep that core tight.
Wild thing, I think.
One more. Good. Now we're going to release. Same thing on the opposite side. So come on over to the right.
Hold me tight.
Tuck my
You move me.
mic back in. On the right, we're going to start off with your clamshells first. So come on down. Knees are bent. Feet are stacked. 30 seconds. Let's begin. So lift that left knee up and come back on down.
Wild thing. You make my heart sing. You make everything groovy. Wild thing. Come on, wild thing. Shake it, wild thing.
Last one, and release. Now extend both legs long. Flex the feet. I don't think you can see my feet because of the pole. Flex the feet, and then we're going to lift and lower. 30 seconds. Let's begin. Keeping that core tight. Hips are stacked. We want to keep the hips right on top of each other. And release. We can roll forward and into that child's pose. So push your butt back over your heels. Child's pose. Walk your hands out far forward. We're going to start off with your plank. So a 30-second low plank. 30 seconds. Forearms are parallel. Abdomen is nice and tight. That pelvic tilt, so tilt the tailbone towards the heels and the pubic bone up towards the heart. 30 seconds. Up and hold. So make sure the booty's not up. We want to tuck it. Drive the elbows towards the toes. Elbows are in line with your shoulders. Make sure we breathe. Slow, deep breath. At 5 seconds. And release on down. You can come on down, push back into child's pose if you need to. And when you're ready, we're going to rest our head down on the floor and alternating the legs. We want to try to lift the leg and get the quads up off the floor. 30 seconds. Hips stay down and square. Let's begin. Squeeze the butt, squeeze the hamstring. and release. You can push back into child's pose. Relax. And your tabletop position, hands and knees. Hands and knees, wrist in line with shoulder, knees in line with hips, tuck the toes. Right arm comes forward, left leg comes back, flex the left foot, the right hand palm face in. We are going to hold here for 30 seconds. Let's begin. So the static hold, isometric hold, bird dog. Make sure your hips are square, so we don't want to rotate. We want to keep the hips facing the ground. That arm is long, pressing through that left hand, wrist, elbow, shoulder. Relax the shoulders away from ears. Keep breathing. And in 5 seconds, we are going to go right away into the opposite side. 2, 1, and switch. Right away. Hold. This time the left palm is face in. Flex that right foot. Right wrist is in line with your shoulder. Hips and shoulders are square. Pull the belly button up towards your spine. Relax the shoulders away from ears. And release. Push back into child's pose. Take a second. Take a few deep breaths. Relax. Same thing one more time first. So we're coming down for your plank. So back to that low plank. If you'd like to challenge yourself and come up to a high plank this time, that's fine. 30 seconds. You know that low plank, forearms and toes. I'm going to demonstrate that high plank. So if you're following along with me, wrists are in line with shoulders, abdomen is tight, 30 seconds. Let's begin. So if you're in that high plank, we want to make sure that the hips don't sag. We want to keep the hips up, tuck the tail, and pull the belly button up towards your spine. Drop the shoulders away from ears. We have 5 seconds. And release. Push on back into your child's pose. And come on down on your stomach. This time, we're going back to that bottom half of the Superman, so you can keep with just the leg, or you can add that opposite arm. Your choice. Let me back up just a little. 30 seconds. And let's begin. So hips stay down. If you're adding the arms, it's the opposite arm with opposite leg. Try to get the chest up, arm up, and your quad up. Last one, release. Push back into child's pose, butt back over heels. Then we have the back to that bird dog. This time, if you choose, you can go right into that dynamic bird dog, moving the elbow and knee. So let's come back on up. Oops. Back on up, hands and knees. Right arm forward, left leg back. Let's start off with a hold. And if you're ready to challenge yourself, elbow back, knee back, forward, and then extend long. Make sure if you are going into this dynamic bird dog, we want to extend that leg long. So don't jip yourself on that full extension here. And right away, opposite side. Last one, release, push back into child's pose, flip back over heels, relax. From here, we are going to walk your hands over to your left and hold. The head stays between the arms. And the opposite side, walk your hands over to the right. Back to center. Tabletop position, hands and knees, cat-cow. So tuck your chin, press the back up towards the ceiling, tuck your tail. Then lift your chin and lift your tail. Arms stay long, wrist is in line with shoulder. Alternate between the two, the cat-cows. Slow and controlled. We want to try to get as much flexion that we can in the spine. One more in each direction. And come on down flat on your stomach. Flat on the stomach, bring your hands back next to the chest. Start off keeping the elbows down, hips stay down. Lean up on those elbows, chest comes up. Now when we're up on those elbows, relax the shoulders down and elongate the neck. If you have more flexibility, you can come up on the hands instead, lift up a little higher, as long as the shoulders are down and as long as your hips stay on the floor. So pay attention to your range of motion. Release on down. Roll over to your right side. On your right, we are going to be in that nice straight line. And when we are in that straight line, reach for your left ankle, pull the left heel back towards your butt. Now make sure we're not crunched up here. We really want to pull the knee back and push your hips forward. So we want to feel the stretch all the way through from the knee up to that hip flexor, that whole quad. Release, opposite side. So roll on over to the left. On the left, we want to be in that nice straight line. Hips are square, shoulders are square. Then reach for that right ankle, pull that right heel back towards your butt. Same thing, we're pushing the hips forward, knee back. We really want to feel that whole stretch. And release. Roll onto your back. On your back. Bring your arms out at shoulder height. Drop your knees to the left. Take your head and look to the right and hold. Few deep breaths here. Relax. And the other side, knees to the right, head goes to the left. And hold. And back to center. Pull your right knee in towards your chest. Circle that right foot in one direction. And the opposite direction. And release, opposite side. So pull the left knee in towards your chest. Circle that left foot in one direction. And the opposite direction. And release. Take your left ankle, place it on top of left knee. Push the right knee away from the body. And if you need more of a stretch, reach behind that left knee, pull the left knee in. And while you pull that left knee in, push out on the right knee with that right elbow. Uncross, opposite side, pull the left knee in. That left ankle is on top of right knee. Push that left knee away from the body. And if you need more of a stretch, lift that right knee up, pull the right knee in, and push that left knee out with your left elbow. Knees, uncross, push yourself up to a seated position, then both legs long. We're going to start off here with both legs long, knees are down, hands are behind your body. Now from here, try to walk your hands forward. If you feel this stretch down the hamstrings and your knees start to pop up, I want you to stay here. Otherwise, I want you to keep walking your hands over and try to touch down towards the toes. Bonus points if you can get your forehead down to your knee. I cannot. I do not get bonus points. Release. Now, open those legs up. So we're being the legs out just a little bit. Toes are up towards the ceiling. And again, if you need to hold here, please hold here. If you can walk your hands forward, walk your hands forward. If you can get your chest down to the floor, bonus points. Again, this is as far as I go. So everybody's flexibility is different. Pay attention to what's appropriate for you. Walk your hands over to the left. however far you can reach down, chest down to the knee, or in that direction. Opposite side.
Oh woman, don't treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman that I've ever seen. I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go. That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more.
And back to center. Now from here we're going to sit however you're comfortable. If you're comfortable sitting on the floor, stay on the floor. If you'd rather stand up, this is where you can stand up. We're just going to stretch out that upper body a little bit. So roll the shoulders back.
Now, baby, listen, baby, don't you treat me this away, 'cause I'll be back on my feet someday.
Then bring your arms out at shoulder height. Turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Look up slightly and then push the thumbs back. We want to keep the arms parallel to the floor, so we don't want to pull them down. We want to keep them up as we pull the thumbs back. Open up that chest. And release. Relax the arms down. Now we're going to take that left arm, drop the left shoulder, bring that left arm across the body, and then take that right arm underneath and pull that left arm in, but make sure that left shoulder is down.
What you trying to do to me?
And release, opposite side, drop that shoulder down, bring the arm across. Make sure you keep breathing. My watch is going crazy. Good, you can release that down, roll the shoulders back. Down and back, relax the shoulders, take your head, look to the right. And to the left. Release back to center. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. 2 more. Last one. Good job. I hope you enjoyed our new norm for now. Hold on, let me turn this